Hi everybody, this is Ben Chai, the Doctor Who of business. And I realize I haven't been doing that many Facebook broadcasts lately. And the reason for that is because I have no excuses. I've just been very busy, really. So today I thought I'd take some time out from what I'm doing and just share a few things about a poem I wrote, which was based on a fantastic poem called Invictus. And I wrote this poem because at the time there were a lot of people who were doing things which actually didn't work with their values, and they were doing that because somebody had told them to do it. And the poem, which I'll share a link below in a minute, talks a little bit about how people try to control you in a variety of ways. Anyway, so I'm in Dubai at the moment. I'm in a beautiful hotel. I got upgraded. Can you believe I got upgraded? I didn't even ask to be upgraded to having a penthouse suite, which I had to decline because it was so big. It was like 3-4 rooms, and yeah. So anyway, yes, that's something I wanted to share with you. Don't know why. So at the Rich Dad Poor Dad event on the weekend, I met a colleague who was very angry with something that had happened. And one of the people that he was helping become financially free had invested with somebody who'd actually bankrupted that person, got them to kind of like remortgage their house and to buy their program and a whole bunch of things. It wasn't at that event, it was like a while ago. But the person was still supporting the group, the organization that had actually bankrupted them. I'm not sure why they were supporting them for that, because it was an incredibly crazy thing to do, but it's their choice. Maybe it's ego, maybe they don't want to say that they did something wrong, or maybe it was kind of like, I can't remember the name, but I know that when some people who've been held as hostages eventually start supporting the people who are holding them hostage, some kind of weird psychological thing. I think, quite often people are quite broken and they almost want to be abused, and so when they're not getting abused, and I've found this with some people I've worked with, that when they're not being abused, they kind of want to find somebody who will abuse them. As I think it was Annie Lennox's song says, some of them want to use you, some of them want to be abused by you. And perhaps that's why they although they wanted to be financially free, when somebody had actually bankrupted them, they thought this is like, they didn't do anything wrong, but the organization didn't, but they had. And for myself, I've always wanted to feel free and to follow the values that I have. And people have tried to manipulate and control me throughout my life, either to conform, and conforming is great so long as the conformity that you're involved with is correct. So at some people's events, if they want me to wear a tie, I'll wear a tie. If they want me to as long as I'm okay with it, I will conform. But when they want me to do stupid things like attack other people who I think are pretty nice, then that is not good conformity to me. And in order to get me to conform, they'll try and attack my brand. Some people have spread rumors about me, saying that I'm stealing people from their events and taking them to other people's events, and I actually I couldn't care less. I don't make any money from taking people from one event to another event. They've tried to do crazy broadcasts about me. They've tried to speak to directors about me, and one thing I've often found is that the people who spread these rumors and who spread these kind of falsities or fake stuff about you, normally, at least when it's happened to me, they've invariably suffered some kind of consequence. So you just have to go through that if you're going through it. But the main point I want to say is you need to if that's what you want and that's your choice and you want to be free, then not worry about what people say about you, not worry about what they're going to do on their broadcasts about you, not worry about the whispers. There are organizations I've just vanished from. I used to support incredibly well, but I vanished from because of the leaders actually entertaining and perpetuating those rumors. And you really want to be in an organization which supports you and your values, unless you're doing something terrible. And I'd love to say I was a saint, but I'm not. I have done things that I regret in my life. But unless they're supporting you, and this is why I've loved working at Microsoft and Learning Tree, because no matter what either students or other colleagues have spread about me, the directors have looked into it, they've investigated any allegations, and supported me throughout that. They found that I've been innocent when these things have been spread around. I think in some of the newer organizations, they're not so clever, and they may think that somebody's awesome, they're wonderful, and believe what that person is saying without doing their own due diligence. And this is the next thing which many of my previous broadcasts have spoken about, is doing due diligence on people. And sometimes we have to do, unfortunately, very deep diligence, because I've uncovered ways that people have been hiding, if you like, the scams that they've perpetuated online. Anyway, so that poem is "You are the captain of your fate." So do have a look at the original by Invictus, but don't allow people to control you. If you want to make a choice to help people and you don't want to get paid for it, well, that's your choice. And of course, I'm happy to make that choice on many occasions. Other occasions, I think it's appropriate that I get paid for what I do. If somebody tries to guilt you by saying you're disloyal, well, just think about your values, and are you loyal to yourself and those values? And if you're not being loyal to those values, like attacking other people for no reason at all, then you have to think, that doesn't go with my values. I'd like to be in this organization, but I'm not going to get involved in that area. So always be loyal to those values. Anyway, this is Ben Chai, the Doctor of Business, just sharing an impromptu, all over the place kind of broadcast. Hope you're all well and enjoying your lives. Do share whatever you feel is appropriate in the comments below about whether you feel you're in control in your life, or whether other people are controlling your life, or whether you just want to have an adventure, not be in control at all, because all of that is a choice. Anyway, guys, hope you're all having a great week. Happy Ramadan if you're fasting, and happy bank holiday if you're in Europe. Bye.